Hello, everyone. Jane here from Your Way Weight Loss. Hi, Leash.
Oh, hey.
Have you ever had sometimes I listen to our podcast and I can't stop talking, so I either like talk right before we press the music button or we're like bye, and then there's just like the at the end because I like talked before the thing.
I haven't noticed that.
You haven't noticed? Okay, it has happened like maybe twice. I'm like, oh, Josie. And right this moment, you just said, do you bust them right before I press the music? So I'm wondering if they heard it or if it recorded it. And if it did, I'm going to keep it. We're talking about my pimples. I said there's one left.
I felt like you didn't bust your pimples.
Well, I like wait for the opportun moment where it's clearly ready. And it's also right before bed, and I can like really put hot water on it, put my patch so I don't touch it after.
That's smart. I like that strategy.
I absolutely have a strategy for my pimples. I'm getting to know them. Like I have a really good relationship with my pimples.
I feel like your pimples, you don't get whiteheads on them. They're just like red bumps.
There are certainly more red bumps because it's like adult. It's like those like in between
cystic acne more than.
Yes. Absolutely. That is what I have.
Okay.
I'm actually going for a fancy facial.
Ooh.
Not like a Vivier facial at my hair laser girl.
Okay.
Because she sees, like, sometimes I go see her for my hair laser and she notices my acne and she's like, oh, like, and we have a conversation about the fact that they always show up at the exact same location. So there's obviously like, there's, what's the word?
Bacteria?
Yes, bacteria. But wait, when you have bacteria, there's an infection. So like, she's like, there's also an infection that is underneath, and it like you're keeping it stays there. So I'm like, okay, because I never have pimples up here. Rarely do they occur.
No.
Anyways, I'm just dealing with all of this. I'm just trying to look like JLo one day. I feel like JLo did not have these issues.
I never really look at your pimples though. I feel like maybe you do a really good job. Like I don't feel like they're a thing.
Oh, when you say that to me, like like you're such a good friend right now. Like I love you.
And it's genuine. Like
I
don't see them.
I love that. Okay. But I feel like I do feel like I'm getting to know more the routine. I'm also like when we're recording this, I'm day 35 of no period. So like, it's like, I'm over the limit of like hormones and all of the things. My uterus is the size of my head. Like, holy mac.
You're ready to burst.
I am ready to burst. I'm not even kidding you guys. Gosh. Yuck.
Yeah.
But so basically when these people have listened, I've gone for my facial, and she said she's going to like really like because I have a lot of white head, even like where I go for my BBL treatments, that the other place I go, guys, I'm trying out places. But anyway, so where she like got rid of my sunspots, it's like you're loaded of whiteheads, like
blackheads, I think, not whiteheads, blackheads.
They're so white. They're white and it comes out white.
Oh.
Yes. And yeah. So, and then
is she gonna squeeze them?
Wait. Oh, I didn't tell you this, but it was magical. So she doesn't squeeze them with her fingers because it leaves a scar. I'm like, I'm scarred all over. She has a thing where she pushes against your skin and it comes out.
Oh.
And then she would keep pushing. And I'm like, I think you got it. Like you're basically pushing right next to my, what's this?
Chin.
And menton. And she's like, sometimes it's so like, there's so much that comes out that like she has to like keep pushing. And it keeps coming out. She's like, if you stop halfway, the infection's going to stay there. You really got to get to the end. I don't know if this is disgusting or so relieving, but I find it so relieving.
It's like a little bit of both, but like we're not the only people because there's like a whole like movement. Like there's Mr. Pimple Popper or Mrs. Pimple Popper or Dr. Pimple Popper. It's a thing.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a thing. And people like it.
Wait, I have one more question. So was this part of your treatment? I want to have this. I want all these blackheads sucked out of my chin.
Okay, so it wasn't part of my treatment. It was like an extra $50. And basically they just saw it was like one of those days where it was like at its worst. And I was like, this is me at my worst right now. So you can have a look. And they're like, basically what I love about them is that they're not being like, it's not a big deal. They're like, you can't live like this. That's what they say to me. And I am so here for it. I am so happy when they say this because I'm like, exactly. I completely agree with you. I do not have to live like this. They're like, this is not acceptable. That's what they say to me. Yes. And I love it. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. I mean, they've given me pills. Oh, I got in trouble for this.
Yes. Yes.
Jeff is like, you're so weird. Like I didn't know how life worked. And then I learned.
I mean, I wouldn't have known that either.
See, what happened, everyone, is that I just like went to the pharmacy with my prescription and I was like, I'm just going to like take this prescription in case one day I'd like to take these antibiotics about my pimple. It's like I needed to like read up on it and whatever. So then I read up on it and I just chose not to put the pills in my body. That's just basically it, right? But because I got the prescription and I went for it, no one wants to insure me because they're like, you're on so many things. And I'm like on nothing. Like I'm on nothing.
I know.
Legit,
literally nothing.
Literally nothing. But yet they didn't want to insure me because they're like, you're too much on pills. And I'm like, but
you're expensive.
You're expensive. Exactly. I was so sad. Anyways, so I'm trying to keep my medical bills to a limit here.
Okay. I want to go get that done. I'm adding that to my list of things to do.
Wow. Do you even have anything on that beautiful face of yours?
I love you so much. I do like here, there's blackheads here for sure.
Okay. Well, you can either do that at like a place like whatever where you're going, but you could also just do that at like a place where you get a facial, and it's a part of your facial. Absolutely. So she's gonna I'll give you an update, and it's like
perfect.
Obviously VVA is like high class stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yes, I'm doing your VVA thing, and I'm obviously gonna promote it because I want to see how my skin's gonna feel. And she's like, I am going to take care of that menton, that chin of yours. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait for her to squeeze everything out.
When does this happen?
It happened on Friday, September 17th. Okay. Which was Friday 3 days ago when they listened to this.
Okay.
Okay, you guys. And I'm getting laser, but then we can't get laser a lot of places because we went in the sun. So
true story.
She said my chicha is gonna be lasered, and that might be it. Maybe under my arms.
That's what happened to me last time. Just the vag and my underarms. But my underarms are basically done.
Oh, same. I feel like they're fine. My mustache is done for sure. Close to it. I had to shave it the other day like a man.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Yeah.
The reason why, guys, is when you're getting laser, you're not supposed to pluck or wax or anything. It has to be shaving. So I also shaved my mustache the other day.
I felt great about it, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay. Great time.
Wow.
What were we? Why did this come about? Oh, my pimple. We just talked about my pimple and my pimple issues.
It just spiraled.
It might get better. Someone said like they turned 35 and it like left. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the magical number.
I mean, as you age, your hormones change, right?
Right. Maybe for the better.
It's definitely hormonal for you because it's literally on a cycle with your cycle.
Yes, but and at first I didn't think it was because I was like, no, it's like legit all month. But then it certainly does come around more when it's like ovulation or whatever. But all as well, I was thinking about summer, and I was like prettier in the summer. So obviously the sun and the like that type of taking care, like that type of, I don't know, vitamin or whatever the F is happening with your face in the summer, it makes it way better. Like
everything is better in the summer. Everything.
So true. Okay. So today we are doing a review of day 4 of our Motivation Bootcamp.
Last day.
For me, it's my favorite day of all of them because it's when we link motivation to how your weight loss was designed. And we legit link finally the conversation we just had for 3 days about what motivation is and how it works and how to create it, I guess, and where it comes from. When someone's like motivated, where does that come from? And hopefully they understood that in our bootcamp because they need to understand where it comes from.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like we went over that. And if you guys are listening to this and you haven't listened to the others, make sure you go back and listen to Motivation Bootcamp 1, 2, 3. I feel like I need to take out my retainer. Just
Oh,
a
okay.
second.
Do it. I can't wait. The whole world can't wait to see this on YouTube. Oh my gosh. So dramatic, huh? Like the mouth was so big. Okay. So it's almost a review of the other 3 days because I want to almost really in a short, I guess a shorter version, what we think motivation comes from. Where do we think it comes from? The first one that I want to talk about is it comes from being you, like being the true you.
See, because I feel like when you are the true you, you don't need motivation.
Yes, but like, okay, so great. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Okay. So when people say that about us, like, you guys are so motivated, and we're like, we're not really motivated, then we have to have a conversation with ourselves. Leash, why do we not feel motivated yet we're awesome? It is because we're just being ourselves. Like, I swear.
So I guess for me, it's like, why does Your Way Weight Loss provide an environment that does not require motivation in order to follow it and lose weight and be successful? And it's because it allows you to be you.
And like, what a beautiful thing, what a beautiful link, what a beautiful connection that we are making, because what's happening is tons of people out there in the universe, I think, would label us under it's not a weight loss program, it's a motivational program. Like, tons of people would say that. And I'm like, and I love it. I mean, it's positive. You're saying positive things about us. Thank you so much. But at the end of the day, though, is that we're allowing people and we're helping people to lose weight in a way that does not require motivation. And it's quite ironic.
100%. This is like a full circle moment we're having right here together.
Yeah.
And why does it not require motivation? Because you choose what you eat, when you eat it, how much you eat. You choose what you want to weigh. Like, let's talk about programs that are like giving you your goal weight.
Okay. So I didn't listen to what you just said. I was writing some things down. I'll be completely honest.
I just said that no wonder people don't need motivation, because we let them eat what they want. They eat what they want. They're the boss. They choose what they eat, when they eat, how much they eat. They also choose what they want to weigh.
And so, okay, let's just have this conversation because I'm thinking about it. Why is that scary and not attractive at the beginning? Why is society, because I went live today and I was like, why you're skeptical of your weight loss? And it's because it's like this different approach, and it's this thing that you're so not used to attacking your weight loss journey in this way. And so why is it that, and someone commented, and she's a member, and she was a member, left and came back, okay, and now is now doing it the Your Weight Loss way, and she's like, okay, finally I've given you guys a chance, because you can join with the diet mentality and not be open to our message. Like 100%. That can totally happen, right?
And it does.
And it does, for sure. So that's how she started the first time. And she's like, you know what? I actually quit Your Weight Loss because I hated the fact that you guys were not giving me a meal plan. And she's like, then I came back because I was like, oh, wait a second, that's what I actually want and like out of life, and that's actually what I want. So now she's like, it's my favorite part of Your Weight Loss. So it's very
hilarious
how like nothing changed other than just her language. Nothing changed other than just her mindset and what her thought process. That's what changed. Nothing. We didn't change our way, right, of helping people. So she needed to come in with a different approach herself and a different want. Like, oh, wow, okay, I lived that with a meal plan. So she probably went to a program with a meal plan and then realized, I hate a meal plan. Oh, they were right. Like, and she's so honest every time I go live. She's like, yep, that was me. Like, I just like didn't like it. And I didn't understand. I felt like you guys weren't giving me enough structure. And then I went to the structure program and then hated the structure, So it's only, so she's like, I'm so happy I did you. And I knew you existed, because when you only do structure, you keep looking for structure.
So true. So true. So you would ask me the question, why do you think that it's unattractive for people? And maybe it's because it's different, and different is uncomfortable for us. as humans, we like to go back to what we know. We like to know what to expect. Maybe it's because people feel like they can't do it themselves. They don't trust themselves. How often do people say, but I ate what I want and this is where it got me?
Yeah. And I understand what they're saying. They're completely right. But what they're lacking is some awareness behind why they're choosing what they're choosing. And they're not even having the conversation of like, maybe I'm just choosing obesity because I think it's the only thing that's possible for me. And so you're like, well, I've been choosing this. Yeah, but why? Because you don't believe in the fact that you could actually lose weight and keep it off. And why is that? Well, you went through all that, the diet industry and the diet mentality. Like there's more than just like what you ate last month. You know what I mean? Like this is years of like, and the way you think and the way you behave and like, oh mon Dieu, like, and so we're like, hello, welcome to your weight loss. And we're like, here's your self-awareness program, and that's what we are. Like, I think we're more a self-awareness program than a weight loss program. We're allowing people to learn more about themselves so that they can allow themselves weight loss their way. And we've been so vocal about that. Like, I think we've been so vocal about self-awareness has been a big part of our, I guess, marketing in the past 2 years.
100%. And we're like, it's like we're the people that teach them to fish instead of giving them fish.
I love everything you just said. And I think it sounds perfect.
It's like an expression.
I know. I know the expression.
And instead of just giving them fish, we're teaching them to fish. And that takes longer. That takes longer, and maybe that's the piece that's not attractive either. And we're very transparent about that, like I say this over and over. Your weight loss isn't sexy until it is.
Yeah. Until it finally, like when it can click, when you can realize like, there's like that clicking piece. And I still have clicking moments with my happiness and with like, just like, there's so many things that I like, cause I reflect so deeply and I'm like, oh, wow. Like I also remember so much how I was 10 years ago. And I'm like, wow, I've matured so much with like my, again, language, mindset. So that's 10 years, you guys. That wasn't in one day. And it's so sexy today, but it took a long time and experience and living and having 2 babies and like, oof, those, like, there's just so much that happened. Anyways. But to say that your weight loss is motivational is what the person is saying is that when I'm on your weight loss, I can be myself and they're making weight loss easier.
Yeah.
I think that's what they mean. Like when I'm at your weight loss, I feel motivated all the time. Like a lot of people say that. They're like, you guys motivate me so much. And it's true that we've designed the program so that we're present. We show up, we keep showing up. We've kept our promise to ourselves and to the members. We keep showing up. We keep being healthy. We keep being happy. We keep being ourselves. We basically model and we keep modeling what it could be like.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why they're like, they're just always there. I just always feel motivated and connected, which is true. The program is designed that way. But you also need to understand that like you're getting such a positive message when you listen to us, that message and that language keeps your motivation alive. And it's not just my presence I could go live and say shitty things and not be motivational,
And I really like truly believe, and we have members that have been members for 5+ years. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think that's odd for some people to think that, but when we do our meetings every Saturday and I see those people that have legit been sitting in front of me for 5 years, that is their moment of them having a dose of motivation, inspiration, positivity, connectedness to their goals. Like, so that like weekly reminder, that is important.
There's value in that.
There's value.
Yeah, there is.
I was actually listening to a podcast today and he was talking about, it's this guy, he's called the Sober Bodybuilder. Anyway, he was rock bottom drug addict. And I am not saying that it's the same thing at all. Okay, guys. But it was just an interesting similarity. And he said he'd been sober for 8 years. Over COVID, he stopped going to meetings, like AA meetings. And he almost relapsed just like a couple weeks ago. And he said it was like the old thoughts that were coming in. And he said it's not like he was back to where he was at the very end before he got sober, but he was back to the beginning, like the same thoughts and actions. And he talked about having lost touch with the connectedness of it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he said the same thing. He said it's about weight loss. And he said, before this happened, I only went to 2 meetings a week. Now I do 3 and I sit front row. And he's like, he will, and he's 8 years. And he's saying, I need to stay connected to this. And I really, truly believe that that's why people stay for 4 or 5 years, because they need, but also want that reminder.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking of like you said, members over 5 years, and they're like, and they do not shy away from commenting whenever we go live and we talk about, you know, these members, and they're listening. And they're freaking listening, and they've been like here for 5 years, and we're like live on our public page, and there they are, you know, and we end up talking about them, and they know we're talking about them. They're like, I'm a 5-year, and like in the last 5 years, I've had a kid, I blah, blah. And I'm so happy I had access to content and language and positivity and happiness, because I know that I'm a better person and I'm at a better place than if I did not have access. Now, is it like everyone that stays 5 years gets to their goal, stays whatever? No. And just like us, like we have ups and downs, but it's about staying connected to your best in that moment.
And people have moments like hardships that they go through in their lives where, you know, if they lost connection, you know, they could have easily, and, you know, people have moments where they gain back 10 pounds, but they stay connected, and that 10 doesn't turn into 50. Yeah. You know, like that's how it happens. That's how you get that long term. It's a commitment.
And please know that as you do this, the commitment you need to do right now to feel connected is going to always adjust and change. You're going to have some really good years. You're going to have some really tough years. You're going to have some years where you're like, "Oof, this year I was heavier, and this year I'm at my best fitness level." Like, but that's just you stay connected to you, and there's no wasted years. I think that's it. When you stay connected to who you want to be over and over, day after day, year after year, there's no wasted years. Years where you gain 50 pounds, years where you completely lose yourself and then you have to rebuild it. You just stay connected. And I think that sometimes we don't value that enough. Just years where you stayed connected and they weren't lost. You get what I mean?
I 100% get what you mean. We don't value enough that society values that physical transformation. Yeah. Show me your transformation photo. What did you weigh before? How long did it take? You know, how many people have lost weight? Well, you've been a member for this long. How much have you weighed? Like that's what we're so focused on. Yeah. But it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah. And I mean, we've obviously we've really put our focus into how our members are happy. More than how our members are losing weight.
100%.
You know, and like I think we're making happier humans.
100%. You know, we've slowly shifted our focus a little bit over the last few years and really taken the focus off the number and how much people weigh and how much they've lost. And it never felt 100% for us, you know. Obviously, we still celebrate that, but like it never felt 100%. And now we're just really focused on, are you happy?
Yeah. And it really is about like when we do post a transformation pic, there's always words that like, look at that smile, she feels confident. Like, because we have to explain the inside transformation. You can't see it in a picture. But it is important to celebrate the physical transformation so that people can see it. It is what people see with their eyes. It is also attractive. We're not going to lie. Like people. And so think about us, and we're good humans. Our intentions are to get the right people to come to us, the people that want to change the inside as well. And we're putting, you know, physical transformation there to get your attention. So imagine businesses and companies and diets that do not care about your intentions. They just want to sell what's sexy. They're going to plaster their platforms with physical transformation with no words. Like lost 100 pounds. Amazing. And that person might not even be in their program anymore.
I was going to say, I've seen that.
Gained that 100 pounds. Like every transformation we post is current, just happened. It's just like we don't go back to like the amazing just because it's
the archives.
Yeah, like, yes, exactly. And we've seen that, and we've known people that we know that person is not in their program and they use their transformation pics on their platforms. And I'm
not
like,
in their program. And also it does not look like that anymore.
no, exactly. So I'm like, you know, and so that's just to prove that they celebrate weight loss and not maintenance.
I know.
They celebrate just like, oh, this person with us lost 50 pounds. That's not a lie. But like, you're proud that that person is like, I just want people to keep the weight off, like more than anything, you know, like
it makes me feel so uncomfortable too when I see people sharing like timeline transformation photos, like 10 weeks. Look at all these humans. Look how much they've lost in 10 weeks. I really makes me feel uncomfortable because I think, who cares what happened in 10 weeks? Like what kind of life did they
not
live?
Impressed.
No,
I'm actually not impressed. Like,
I actually like tap quickly. I don't want to see it anymore. Like it hurts. It burns my eyes.
I know.
Because I'm like, who cares?
I know.
And also then sometimes that puts a idea in people's head of what they should be able to do in 10 weeks. But the person that did that, you have no idea what they sacrificed, what they did or did not do in order to achieve that physical transformation.
Yeah.
I mean, we're off on a tangent right now.
Yeah, and that's what we do. The people love it. They're here for it.
I feel like I put too much stuff in my hair. Like I feel like it's greasy.
No, you're touching it too much.
Is it possible to be too moisturized?
Absolutely not.
Okay, great. Good
Never.
talk.
Is it, what number did you put? 6 and 7?
No, I don't even have those fancy ones.
Oh, fanciness.
I just have 3, 4, 5, and I put 3 all day today. I put it in this morning, left it all day, and then just washed it out.
Oh no, then you're great. Your hair is just extra soft.
Extra.
I'm those fancy person that like put creams in their hair once it's done. You know what I mean? Like I watch those TikToks. I'm like, what are you putting in your hair? And then I'm that person. I have like an oil. You know what I mean? Okay, wait. So, I mean, we're gonna full circle back to where we started.
Okay. Your pimples.
My pimples. Exactly. That's where we started. Your weight loss is considered motivational because you do it your way. And that's why you feel motivated when you're at a part of our program. You actually feel motivated for a long time. And then you're so motivated about the fact it can take time for you to see it. Okay. Can we talk about that? Oh my God. Like, here's what I want to say. Okay. Because I'm like, you can be motivated with your weight loss because you're doing it your way, but there's so much work to be done on the language for it to like be real. And there's time to be invested, you guys. So it's actually not a program that you come in and you're like, damn, I feel so motivated in this program, because you can feel like, wait, what do I do? Where do I start? What does this all mean? Blah, 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 blah. And then you get all like weird. You get weird. Like you get all like in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, like what's going to happen? Okay. But then once you give it time and you start understanding, that's when you're like, wow, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And the other piece to the other type of program is you come in and they're like, tomorrow morning, you're going to eat these egg whites and you're going to freaking love these egg whites. And you're so motivated because you know what? You're thinking about the weight loss you'll get.
Results.
You'll think of the results, right? You're like, oh my goodness, I am going to melt with these egg whites. I knew this was the answer. Okay. Until one day you don't get the, oh, wow, this is amazing moment. You get the, oh, wow, this sucks moment. And then you can't stay motivated. So it's like, we're kind of doing the opposite of every other diet plan that you've had. So like, it's hard for people at the beginning, and we're so transparent with it, huh? Oh, who's visiting us?
It's Alfie. Hi, buddy. Go talk to Dad. Okay. Mommy's recording a podcast. Okay. No. Okay. Wait in your room. So sorry, everyone.
Oh, all is good. Is he excited for school tomorrow?
He is. They're all excited. I think they're a little anxious because they don't know what class they're in.
Oh, right. That certainly is, like, because a big part of Dia's excitement is knowing that where she's going and whatever. So yeah, I'm sorry they're taking away that. They should have told the kids where they are.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. But he needs me to tell him he needs to have good thoughts before he goes to bed. We do good thoughts.
Good thoughts. Oh, but that's good.
I know.
Mama.
Okay. So, yes, it's the time frame. And do you know what I was thinking as you were saying that? That's why we have a 4-month special on right now, because we want you guys to give yourself enough time to come in, experience, take it all in, slowly start to find your way, start to feel what it feels like to get results while doing it your way, and almost like have a chance to like fumble a little bit and then get back up. Like, you need time. We need to give it time. So, I mean, if you guys are listening to this and you're like, I'm ready to give it time this time. Yeah. I'm ready to do it different this time. I'm ready to not be focused on the results. I'm ready to do this in a way that I am prioritizing my happiness along the way. Then you need to join the 4-month special.
And I'm just thinking about, because I saw today a 6-week shred that was on sale for $225. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, so basically it's like, here's what I'll give you, meal plans, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I'm like, I'm just thinking about, a 6-week shred for $225 versus a 4-month membership. Not shred. What would we call it? 4-month self-awareness.
Happiness challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever the words that are, for $155. Okay. And I'm like, it's like they think that because it's a short term and so expensive, it's like this magical thing. And like, we've done this over and over, and you've done that over and over. Like, I'm talking to the people that are like, yes, I've done so many shreds and so many things and whatever. And realizing, like, when you're finding that so sexy, you're not thinking 1 minute after the 6 weeks. You're legit just like, oh, 6 weeks. I can do that. I can do 6
And you
weeks.
are 100% focusing on a physical transformation only. There is nothing about a 6-week experience that you are focusing on figuring out what you like, choosing your happiness. Like, you're just basically saying, I will sacrifice everything
6 weeks. I will sacrifice 6 weeks. I don't know if you know, but I think in the next 6 weeks, the Wine Fest is on. So I don't know. Maybe it's right after. I'm sure people even look what they have going on in the next 6 weeks to see if it's going to work. Oh, that
100%.
You know what I mean? People do that, and they're like, "Oh, good, I'll be done before the Wine Fest." But anyways, I was just like thinking about how just the language is different, and I'm actually like, I am going to stick to it to say, you know what? I think that our language is going to be sexy to our people, the people that are, and I'm just like willing to put that on the table and say, like, at the end of the day, you should find this more attractive, that you get to create your own program. You get to learn so much. You get to actually be the decising.
But do you know what I think is hard? Is they still have to listen to us long enough to get our message. Whereas 6-week shred is 3 words. And everyone knows exactly what to expect out of a 6-week shred. Everyone knows what that means.
And like, let's be real, it's so sexy.
Yeah.
6-week shred, and you're like, oh my God, I could shred in 6 weeks. You know what I mean? And it's all emotions. It's all emotions. There's no reasoning. You're not being rational. You're not, and let's say like you barely have $225. So you're not going to join another 6-week shred after, right? So because you can't sustain even financially. Like, we've like put it in a way where it's like almost $1 a day. So it's less than a cup of coffee a day. So we know that we need you longer. And we know that like the normal mom or the normal person needs to be with us for minimum a year. Maybe we should call it a year shred. The year shred. Oh yeah. My God, or the 10-year shred. The 10-year shred. That's sexy.
But like, imagine what you can do in a year. Imagine giving yourself a year. That's a gift you could give yourself.
I agree. Like, imagine giving yourself a year to just learn about yourself and just try to unlearn the language that's in your brain, because you need to understand that you are where you are today because of the way you think. Please know that. So it's not because like you need to someone needs to tell you what to eat tomorrow morning. No, you're not even where you are today because of the way you eat. You are where you are today because of the way you think. And it's like continuously led you to behave in a way that has gotten you where you are today.
That was very good.
Oh, that was good English. Sometimes I can't say the word decisive, and sometimes I say those magical words right there. all one after the other.
I really think you're rocking it.
Thank you so much, man. We're like each other's hype girls, right?
We really are.
You're loving my pimple. I love your blackheads. Like I don't see them. You know what I mean? Just perfection, sheer perfection in my eyes. You are.
Oh my God.
Okay, everyone. So when you hear or when you feel like your weight loss is motivational, this is why. It's because you're actually just doing your way. And that's total, like it's easy. It's easy.
Yeah. It's easy. It's simple. It doesn't feel so hard. It doesn't require motivation to show up every day as yourself because it's genuinely who you are. And showing up as who you are in the world feels so good, and feeling good creates internal motivation.
And you know what we kind of are, which is totally fine. I'm okay with this label. Okay.
Okay, go.
Did you see the guy that duetted my, did you see?
No.
Okay, so drama. There's this fitness guy that duetted my TikTok.
Freaking TikTok, I mean, always drama.
He has like 2,000 followers. Moving on, but his name has fitness in it. Okay, so anyway, so he duetted it, and I was like, what did he not like? Okay, so basically, it's the one where I say, I see that we've switched the word motivation for discipline. I don't know if you listen to that one. And he makes fun of me. He makes fun of like how I'm like, you don't need motivation, you need discipline. Like when I say that in my, and he wrote like, what the F was that? Like, anyways, it's so funny. But we're the people that are like, in the fitness industry, if you think of us and you and I and our message, we're the like rolling of the eyes people, because we're like, you can be happy. You think of what you want. You don't need a six pack. You don't need to lift weights. You don't even have to exercise if you don't want to. You don't have to lose 50 pounds just because the internet says it. Like, we're just helping normal people find their way to who they want to be. That's basically what we're doing. And it's very frou-fra, but it's friggin' working, and people are loving us for it. Okay. But not everyone is loving us for it. So he's like, I'm done. Like he doesn't say anything, but at the end, he's like, I'm done. Like, as in like, he's upset with my message that you do not need motivation and that you just need to behave in, I said, you need to engage in behaviors that make you feel good. And he's like, oh, here we go. Like another like hippy dippy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're actually very intentional with what we do and how we help people get to their goals. Let's be real here.
Very much so.
Very much so. And we also have like a legit program. We're not just like all like, love yourself and everything's good enough and you are enough. Like, yes, if we're done, if like, this is what you want, this is what you want, we're moving on, no drama, you know? Anyways, so that happened on TikTok.
Interesting. I need to find it. I don't know how to find it because I don't know how to work TikTok.
And then I looked at all of his TikToks are about like, it's to help men. Okay. So it's like very, like he uses the same sound over and over, and it's only words, and it's him lifting weights, like either like on the bench or whatever. And he's like, men, motivation comes from, so he's very much into the like, get your shit together. It needs to be hard. You are a real man. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, we just don't have the same clientele, sir. You know, we're just not helping that same type of people. You know, it's all good. Sir. I think he's younger than us, but I'll call him sir. So he's like, I'm done. And then he throws his phone like at my video. So dramatic, huh? He could totally use our Be Your Best program. He could be better. He could work on his dramatic skills. Like, why dramatic? Why can't you coexist with my way?
I know. People get so fired up.
They get fired up, huh? It's like,
oh, fired up.
Goodness, you know, like it's very, and that's how I know that is legit proof right there. I don't get upset by how other people do their life. So I feel like then that means I'm winning. Right?
100%.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
It's like the fact, and that's like my proof. Like, oh, look how I'm not being dramatic about all the things. This means I'm living a pretty great life.
Yeah.
I don't know about you because you felt triggered by my TikTok. You know, that was obviously my TikTok was positive.
Yeah.
And it was like, why are we, this was my message. Why are we making weight loss so hard? Why do we need discipline? Why? Let's ask ourselves those questions. You know, he didn't like that. He didn't like it.
No, and also like he probably wants to have 6% body fat. So do you know what? If you want to have 6% body fat, it is going to be hard. It is going to suck. You are going to require discipline, but that's not what we're helping people do because that's like 2% of the population.
Yes, Alicia, exactly.
Exactly.
Plus he helps men. So I'm like, we're right there. We're completely different, like tons of, and at the end of the day, you know what I love? We help men so much because we help our members' husbands. Like how many times do we hear that?
Gosh.
They love us.
They love us. Imagine the wives that they're getting back, happy, healthy,
ready
energetic. I feel
we're helping our members with their sex lives. Let's be real.
We really are. It's like when I make all my friends cocktails and they're like, wee! When I go around at the party and I say to all the husbands, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. It's the same thing with our members.
It's the exact same thing. And I know that we've helped so many men just like shed a few pounds, and understand shred. That's when I don't know the word, but there's
shed is better than shred.
Okay, shed a few pounds. And it's like they finally learn more about like calorie deficit and that they can do it their way. And like, you know what I mean? And so imagine, so there's women, but imagine the men and them wanting to lose weight. Like it needs discipline at the gym, lifting weights, because it's like the very manly way to lose weight.
So true.
You know what I mean?
So true.
It's like the only manly way to do it, to lose weight. You have to join the gym, you have to lift weights, and you have to eat chicken.
So true.
For breakfast.
So true.
But really, it would be the exact same process as we help women do.
100% the exact same process.
Unless you want a six-pack like the fitness guy that got upset.
Yep.
He needs something else.
I mean,
poor buddy.
Like, yeah. Maybe a hamburger. He might need a hamburger.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's funny. He's probably the same kind of TikToker that tells us we look 50.
I know. So mean.
So mean. Okay. Great talk, everyone.
So fun.
I mean, whenever we're like, this is a 20-minute podcast, this was 41 minutes. We can't stop.
We can't stop talking.
Okay. I love you so much.
I love you.
Okay. Have a great night, everyone. Oh, it's a night for us. So have a great day, everyone, whenever you're listening to this. I know that we're helping a lot of people move their bodies because they're waiting for our podcast. And they're like, I know for sure I'm going to move my body twice a week because I get to listen to your podcast. I'm like, I love it. I use the same for my own podcast that I love. It gets me going. It gets me outside. I absolutely love it as well. So follow us everywhere. Go see what the TikTok guy did with my TikTok. And you know what? We're probably more active on TikTok. So that's obviously like, I need to get back on the horse. I need to get back in there. I need to remind the people about calorie deficit. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. They need time.
We need to get back into it.
We need to be the calorie deficit girls again.
Oh, so difficult for me.
I love you so much.
Speaking of motivation, I need motivation to make TikToks because it's hard not for me.
Because it's hard for you and it's not you. Whereas it's like not me, I need zero motivation to do a TikTok.
That was a moment. That was a moment.
Follow us everywhere. We love you. We appreciate you. By the time you guys listen to this, we have hit 200,000 downloads. I know it. We're at 192 when we're filming this, and we're quite. It's actually insane. The amount of downloads we're getting every day. So we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. And how you can support our podcast is by sharing it with your friends. So thank you for doing that, everyone. Find us, join us. The special ends in 6 days. All right. So it's time. 6 days. 4 months. Time. Okay, perfect. Bye.
Bye, guys.